I'm joined now by Democratic Congresswoman Barbara Lee of California, a longtime advocate for gun safety measures. Congresswoman, good to see you. You tweeted that congressional Republicans need to, quoting you now, start putting children's lives ahead of the NRA. Is this the moment where politics are put aside for action?
We're past that moment, Frederica. First, let me just say, my heart, like the hearts of everyone in this country, is broken. We're grieving. Our country's in the state of mourning, and we're going to continue to pray for the victims and the families and the Parkland community. And those of us who are public policy makers need to take action. We need to move forward, and the time is now. We know that 80% of the public supports common sense gun control and gun safety measures. For example, background checks. I know last year we had over 190 co-sponsors on that legislation. If Speaker Ryan would bring up some of these bills, I know they could get passed. Yes, the NRA really has a lot of control, and we need to put the lives of our children and of the 30,000 of the Americans and people in our country who have been lost to gun violence. We need to put them first, not the NRA.
And perhaps in a bipartisan way, what exactly would tackling this issue mean? Would it mean in terms of age restrictions, access to certain guns, the banning of certain weapons? What is most realistic and within grasp in your view?
Well, in my view, I think that, and we know for a fact that background checks, legislation for background checks has bipartisan support. The assault weapons ban, I'm sure we can build support for that. We had an assault weapons ban until several years ago. We need to have to close loopholes in terms of gun show sales for ammunition and firearms. There are many measures that we need to move forward on, but I have to tell you, enough is enough. This epidemic of gun violence is being normalized now in the United States. We're the most developed country in the world, yet we have more deaths to gun violence than any country. And I have to tell you, Frederica, this is a wake-up call again. And President Trump needs to, come forward and say that he supports gun safety measures and send a signal to his people in Congress, starting with Speaker Ryan, that the NRA should not control the agenda that is destroying so many lives of our children throughout the United States.
Congresswoman, the White House is pointing out that the suspect did pass a background check before obtaining his weapon. Here's what Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah said just moments ago.
In this instance, this individual did obtain the weapon through a legal background check. We don't know all the circumstances surrounding it, but obviously he shouldn't have had that weapon and shouldn't have been able to do the kinds of things that he did. With that being said, there's a whole host of issues surrounding this matter, from mental health to school safety and a range of other things that we're going to be looking at.
Are those comments a potential starting point in all of this?
Yeah, first let me just say, if they're for real, when you look at their budget, first of all, they cut mental health programs up to over $1 billion. They cut school safety programs 36%. I'm a psychiatric social worker by profession, and certainly I understand mental health issues, but this issue has to do with access to guns, access to assault weapons, access to weapons of war that are killing people in our country. And so the White House needs to stop it. They need to come forward and look at this in a way that makes sense, that will help stop this carnage that's taking place throughout the country. And they need to really, again, let Speaker Ryan know that the NRA should not be controlling the agenda that's killing so many people in America.
Congresswoman Barbara Lee, thank you.